The USS Carl Vinson Carrier Strike Group is in the Arabian Sea. Along with the carrier and Air Wing 2, the task force includes the guided missile cruiser USS Princeton and the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers USS Sterett and USS William P. Lawrence. The nuclear-powered USS Nimitz paused operations in the South China Sea on Monday to sail to the Middle East to support the USS Carl Vinson Carrier Strike Group, according to media reports. Carrier Air Wing 2 includes nearly 50 fighter and attack aircraft, consisting of 3 squadrons of F-18 strike fighters and 1 squadron each of F-35C fighters and A-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft. The Pentagon has shifted a carrier strike group from the Indo-Pacific to the Middle East, marking the 4th such maneuver by the U.S. Navy in less than a year and prompting a backlash. A second U.S. aircraft carrier operating in Middle Eastern waters is approaching the next round of talks between Iran and the United States over Tehran's rapidly expanding nuclear program. Analysts say the United States needs to find a way to balance immediate operational needs in the Middle East with long-term strategic interest in the Indo-Pacific, as volatile and protracted conflicts place greater demands on American military resources. 3 other destroyers, the USS Sullivan, USS Arleigh Burke, and USS Thomas Hudner, are in the eastern Mediterranean. The USS Thomas Hudner previously participated in the interception of enemy missiles in late 2023. Another pair of independent destroyers are in the Red Sea, according to USNI News. The Navy also has 4 mine defense ships in Bahrain, home to the 5th Fleet. Joining the Carl Vinson will soon be the USS Nimitz, whose deployment to the region was accelerated earlier this month. The Nimitz, on its final operational deployment before decommissioning, will arrive with 4 guided missile destroyers and air power similar to the Vinson with carrier Air Wing 17. Originally intended to replace the Carl Vinson, the 2 carrier groups will overlap their deployments into the CENTCOM area of responsibility, a tactic that has been used regularly in the past 20 months. The U.S. Air Force also maintains a strong presence at several key CENTCOM bases. Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait hosts the 386th Air Expeditionary Wing, while the 379th Air Expeditionary Wing is based at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Both installations have dozens of fighter aircraft, as well as military drones such as the MQ-9 Reaper. Air Force fighter jets proved a key part of a successful interception operation. Last week, more than 24 Air Force refueling tankers flew across the Atlantic to the Middle East and Europe in a move that boosts logistical support. Earlier this week, Reuters reported that an undisclosed number of F-16, F-22, and F-35 fighter jets were being delivered. USS Carl Vinson, homeported in San Diego, California, is the 3rd Nimitz-class nuclear-powered aircraft carrier and one of only 11 operational aircraft carriers in the Navy today. Sailors' jobs are highly varied aboard Vinson. Approximately 3,000 men and women make up the ship's company, and they keep all parts of the aircraft carrier running. They do everything from preparing meals to handling weaponry and maintaining the nuclear reactors. Another 2,000 sailors comprise the Air Wing, the people who fly and maintain the aircraft aboard the ship. Vinson, like each of the Navy's aircraft carriers, is designed for a 50-year service life. When the Air Wing is embarked, the ship carries more than 60 attack fighter jets, helicopters, and other aircraft, all of which take launch and land aboard the carrier at sea. Powerful catapults slingshot the aircraft off the bow of the ship, and these same planes return to the carrier by snagging a steel cable with an arresting hook that protrudes from the rear of the aircraft. All of this makes Vinson a self-contained mobile airport and strike platform, often the first response to a global crisis because of an aircraft carrier's ability to operate freely in international waters anywhere on the world's oceans. At his Senate confirmation hearing, Pete Hegseth said the Trump administration would prioritize increased shipbuilding, although he did not say how this can be achieved. The U.S. has only 4 naval shipyards left. China has, by some estimates, more than 200 times the shipbuilding capacity of the U.S. He also told his counterparts in Japan and South Korea that he wanted to deepen defense cooperation with them. 3 new Ford-class nuclear carriers, the next generation after the Carl Vinson, are currently under construction, although 2 will not be in service until the next decade. The plan is to complete 10 of this new class of carrier, and so far there have been no indications that the Trump administration wants to change that. For all its many critics, the U.S. supercarrier is probably here to stay.